All right. Welcome back, everyone. You know what time it is, right?
Time to get that deep dive rolling.
Exactly. You ready for this one?
Hit me.
Okay, so we've got 7 simple Japanese-style habits that will transform you.
That sounds pretty intriguing.
Yeah. And some of these are, like, really unexpected. Like, I did not see some of this stuff coming.
Okay, well you gotta tell me.
Okay, so we are not just, like, skimming the surface here.
Yeah.
We're going deep. We're going to be talking about the philosophy behind these habits, the cultural context, and how maybe, just maybe, some of this stuff can give us all a fresh perspective on well-being.
I'm always looking for ways to improve my life, so I'm all ears.
Okay, well, buckle up, because you are going to hear, for example, about the bathroom deity.
A bathroom deity.
Yep, which brings good luck.
I never thought about my bathroom having a spiritual side.
Well, in Japan, apparently it does. And then there's this whole thing about eating until you're only 80% full.
Okay, you have definitely got my attention now.
I know, right?
They dive in.
So this first habit, cleaning the bathroom, apparently it's like a really big deal in Japan. Like way more than just, basic hygiene.
Yeah, well, in Japan they have this thing called Shinto.
Okay, so Shinto, what's
Yeah.
that all about?
Well, it's like Japan's indigenous religion,
Mhm.
and it emphasizes purity and the presence of something called kami. And kami are these spirits or deities that they believe reside in all things.
All things. So like trees and rocks and...
Yeah, all that stuff, even bathrooms. So keeping your bathroom clean is it's seen as a way to honor these kamis.
That's interesting.
And it's like an invitation for good fortune. So, it's really not just about hygiene.
It's almost like a spiritual practice.
Right. It's like recognizing the sacred in something that we usually think of as totally mundane.
Okay, so we've got like deities and purity in the bathroom, that's new for me.
Yeah.
But this whole idea of like finding the sacred in everyday things, that ties in really well with this next habit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is practicing gratitude for life. And this one, I gotta say, it really resonated with me.
It's one of my favorites too. It's really beautiful how deeply gratitude is woven into Japanese culture.
Yeah, for sure. And I read about this custom, and I actually tried it with my family the other night. They say ikadakimasu before meals.
Oh, yes. I love that custom.
I know, right? So I guess it's kind of like saying bon appetit or let's eat, but it's way more than that, right?
It really is. It's like taking a moment to express thanks for everything that went into bringing that food to your table. Like the farmers who grew the food.
The people who prepared it.
Yeah, the people who cooked it, packaged it, transported it, even to the plants and animals that nourished you.
It's like this beautiful web of like interconnectedness.
Yeah.
And it just makes you really appreciate where your food comes from.
Right. And that kind of awareness and appreciation, it's like a ripple effect. It extends beyond just the dinner table. And that really leads into this next Japanese habit, finding happiness in what you have.
Yeah, cherishing your possessions. It's
Yeah.
like the opposite of, always wanting more stuff.
Right. Like we live in this culture of constant consumption.
Oh, totally.
Always wanting the newest gadget, the latest fashion. But the Japanese, they really value simplicity. And they find contentment in what they already have.
Yeah, and I think that's so important, especially in today's world, where we're constantly bombarded with messages to buy, buy, buy. It's like, what if we could just be happy with what we have?
Yeah.
Would that lead to more genuine happiness?
Well, I mean, it's a question worth pondering, isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah.
So, moving on to habit number 4, being mindful of your words. Now, this is really fascinating because in Japan, they believe that words actually hold power. So they're very careful about what they say.
Yeah, there's this huge emphasis on speaking positively to attract positive experiences into your life.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like the whole idea of affirmations. Like if you tell yourself positive things, you're more likely to, I don't know, believe them and then make them happen.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a part of why Japanese society seems so harmonious?
Yeah.
Everyone's being so careful with their words and speaking positively.
It's an interesting thought, right? I mean, think about it. Our words, they shape our thoughts and they influence how we interact with each other.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It's like if you're constantly complaining and being negative, it just brings down everyone around you.
Exactly. So maybe by consciously choosing more positive language, we can actually create a more positive environment for ourselves and for the people around us.
It really makes you stop and think about what you say. and how it affects other people. Speaking of affecting other people, let's move on to habit number 5, which is, drumroll please, punctuality. And I'm already cringing a little bit because I am not the most punctual person.
Hmm.
But apparently in Japan, being on time is like super, super important.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just like a suggestion.
Okay.
Punctuality is like a cornerstone of Japanese etiquette.
Got it.
Like arriving 5-10 minutes early is standard.
Early. Whoa. Okay. That's serious dedication to being on time.
Yeah. And it shows respect for other people's time.
Right. Which makes sense. It's like you're saying, I value your time.
Exactly. And this commitment to punctuality, it's like woven into every aspect of their society. You look at their train schedules, business meetings, everything runs like clockwork.
Yeah. And it makes sense. If everyone's always on time, everything just runs more smoothly. Okay. From being on time to picking up trash. And this one is interesting, to say the least, because apparently in Japan, people will pick up trash even if it's not theirs.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they'll see a piece of litter on the ground and they'll just pick it up, even if they didn't drop it.
It's kind of like taking ownership of your surroundings. It's not my trash, but it's where I live, so I'm going to clean it up. That's cool.
Yeah, it really comes from this deep sense of like collective responsibility
Mm.
and pride in their surroundings.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's such a simple thing, but it speaks volumes about their values.
Hmm.
Maybe that's something we could all learn from. Like, what if we were all a little bit more mindful about keeping our communities clean?
It's a good thing to think about, isn't it?
Totally. Okay, now for the grand finale, the habit I've been waiting for, the one that caught my eye from the very beginning, harahachibu.
Ah, yes. Eat until you're 80% full.
Okay, I gotta know. How do you even know when you're 80% full?
Well, it's definitely not about like measuring your food or counting calories.
Okay, good. Because that sounds like a recipe for stress.
Right. So harahachibu, it's more about cultivating this awareness of your body's signals, like slowing down when you eat, savoring every bite, and really tuning into that feeling of satisfaction, but not like over fullness.
Interesting. And it's not just about like how much you eat, but it's also about what you eat.
Right.
Okay, so tell me more about that.
So harahachibu is all about focusing on like quality over quantity, choosing nutritious foods that really nourish your body and avoiding that like constant snacking throughout the day.
Yeah. I am definitely guilty of the constant snacking.
Uh.
But, I mean, if this can help with digestion and like maybe help me live longer.
Well, there's definitely some scientific evidence to suggest that.
Okay, I'm listening. So how do I actually like do this?
Well, like with anything, the key is to implement it gradually.
Mm.
So, start by just being more mindful when you're eating,
Okay.
like really paying attention to how much you're consuming, how your body feels.
Okay, so no more scrolling through my phone while I'm shoveling food in my mouth, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put the phone away, sit down, enjoy your meal, savor every bite.
This has been amazing. Like, I feel like I've learned so much about not just these specific habits, but about Japanese culture in general.
Yeah, me too.
And it's really inspiring to see a culture that prioritizes things like mindfulness, respect, harmony,
Yeah, it makes you think like, what if we could all incorporate a little bit of that into our lives?
Exactly. And that's what I love about these deep dives. It's not about like copying another culture. It's about finding inspiration,
Mm.
seeing what works for other people and then figuring out how we can apply those lessons to our own lives.
And who knows, maybe trying out one of these Japanese habits could actually transform your life in some small way, or even a big way.
Right. Like what if just cleaning your bathroom with a little more intention could actually bring you more good luck?
Or maybe eating until you're 80% full could lead to better health and a longer life.
And hey, even if it doesn't, at least you've tried something new.
So before we wrap up, I want to throw this out there. Think about these 7 habits. Which one resonates with you the most? Like, which one could you see yourself actually trying out? And, if you're feeling brave, give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? And then come back here and let us know how it goes. We love hearing from you guys.
Okay.
So until next time, happy habit forming.
See you next time.